Welcome to the Center for New American Security's annual conference, once again this year held virtually. Formulating good answers to tough national security questions, even these kind of binary ones, the way I've framed them here is it's tough. And yet it's why we're here today. It's why CNAS exists. And I'm very much looking forward to all of you diving into the discussion, hopefully coming out of it better informed, more thoughtful, and more motivated than all of us were.
So since we're talking about the foreign policy landscape, as Richard just said, I thought we might start with Biden's first foreign trip, which starts tomorrow, and pull out some of the foreign policy challenges that we'll see along the way over the next week or so.
The reason that the competition matters is because the world is completely changing.
And I remember attending the very first of your conferences and seeing so many colleagues and friends. So I hope next year you'll be able to return to an in-person format. Critically, our request includes different efforts related to microelectronics, including making investments in domestic design and production. And the president's request also ensures that we continue to take care for the total force. We prioritize growing our talent by providing pay raises for both military and civilian personnel. And we seek to make investments in the workforce where the department has critical demands like cyber. Within the Defense Department and in the security space specifically, we also have to be really integrated in how we think about challenges that emerge.
So we're going to take you today on a brief but interactive session. We know we're virtual, but we want to make this as interactive as possible. This is going to be a choose your own adventure investigation, of placing you in the middle of a scenario where you are going to be, you the audience, you will be a South Korean cryptocurrency exchange, and you're going to deal with some of the associated risks of this interesting new technology.
All right, everyone, I hope you're all ready. Megan and I certainly have been all day. Here's our first question. Which country was responsible for the highest number of internet shutdowns in 2018, 2019, and 2020?
Was it? A lot of the technologies that China in particular is using to promote that type of high-tech liberalism, a lot of those technologies are actually coming from outside countries, Europe, North America, East Asia. So what can we do with our allies and partners to really constrain China's ability to obtain that type of technology in the first place?
I can tell you that I remember the first one, and it's wonderful to see you and the whole team at CNAS carrying on the tradition in such a wonderful way. We're all very proud of what you're accomplishing. But our goal is to hold an in-person Quad meeting, very ambitious meeting here in Washington in the fall with all leaders in attendance.
About this is that one of the strengths of the U.S.-India relationship has been the fact that it has had so many constituencies, and not just in the administration, but on the Hill, across parties, across generations.
So we need to be thinking about Korea, talking to everyone, especially our allies. Big mistake, I think, to kind of keep it in a box and not think about it.
But I think it's important that we not trade things like sanctions or things like joint exercises. We not trade those things away simply for the hope of bringing North Korea to the table.
It's important for the Quad to be interacting with other like-minded countries, and particularly on an issue-by-issue basis. We saw this in the previous administration when the former Deputy Secretary of State, Steve Biegun, led a series of meetings with the Quad, plus countries like South Korea, New Zealand, and Vietnam to talk specifically about the COVID crisis shortly after the outbreak of the virus.
To our panelists, thank you again. And everybody who tuned in, thank you. And we will see you on Thursday.